You may be seated. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Before we get started, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is AlaskaStatePlayer. I am the Attorney General here at the Greenpoint Department of Justice. I will be overseeing this case and will be the liaison. At any time, if anyone speaks out without permission, a Plantiff will remove you from the courtroom. And if you use administration permissions without direct approval from myself, Officer Law 01, or K9 Forge, you will be banned from this server. We're going to go ahead and get started with the opening arguments. So we will start with the plaintiff, the Greenpoint Secret Service. Oh, and also behind me is Justice Demetrius Banks. I also would like to point out this is a Supreme Court case. This has moved up from the local courts, and this has moved up to the Supreme Court. So whatever is decided here is the final say. There will be no appeal. The Greenpoint Secret Service is filing a lawsuit against the Greenpoint Fire and Rescue for $3 million for defamation of character and department. The Greenpoint Fire and Rescue then countersued for $8 million. Let's go ahead and get started with the opening arguments. Greenpoint Secret Service attorney, you may come to the stand and go ahead and open with your opening argument. Thank you.
Yes. You may speak, counselor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Hello, everybody. My name is DevilishAwesomemax. I am the representative / lawyer for Greenpoint Protective Secret Service. I am here today on behalf of Secret Service to represent them in the case of which GFR defended Secret Service. Now,
Counselor, how do you stand? Guilty or not guilty?
not guilty.
Okay, go ahead.
This isn't a criminal lawsuit.
I just wanted to say that. Go ahead.
So, to start with, from the beginning, it all started when there was a riot in civilian spawn. The riot was caused by Mike because, it's a riot. And so they needed law enforcement to be at the scene because the riot was kind of getting out of control. So GPSS and other ELOs were dispatched to the scene for the riot. They were doing the job to calm down the scene and to disperse them. At that time, GFR pulled it up with modified gators, and from what I have heard, quote unquote, a modified gator arrived and began using its fire extinguishers on civilians, not really RP. So, first piece of evidence to assume that it's defamation is that GFR blatantly did not put that out, that they used its fire extinguishers on civilians, which is considered deadly, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Textbook definition.
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance.
Sustained.
GFR claims that they were assaulted first, which isn't true. Corvus Sider is seen saying, quote unquote, grabs, which the grabbing was toward Quinn. First evidence assault. That's about the first evidence assault that we can get that GFR started the assault on GPSS. Quinn then approached Corvus with, quote unquote, yeah. And Quinn pushes Corvus. After that, Raider then runs up and sucker punches Quinn. Now, they were doing this because they was trying to help a suspect that was already detained on the ground. Now, here's the thing. That's a crime scene. When you see a crime being committed in front of a law enforcement's eyes, it is considered a crime scene by law. So already, that's technically they are obstructing the scene, interfering with administration of justice. After Raider sucker punches Quinn, he was then tased because, say or say not, punch somebody is considered assault, and by use of force, it goes up to all the way to level 4 or 5, which is assaultive bodily harm. Bodily harm was caused to Quinn during the incident, and therefore Quinn reacted by pulling the taser because he already got injured by the punch, and he could have attacked him more. So Quinn, in reaction, used his taser against Raider, and there is no excessive force in that. I mean, many of would do that in a situation. If somebody punched at you, out of the blue, it's gonna hurt, and you will want to punch them. He was then tased and detained for assault on a federal agent, and also being non-compliant. There is no excuse for this. Okay, there's no it was abuse. No, this is police brutality. That is none of that. It's absurd to say that when your own firefighter just assaulted an agent. How could you say that's how can you say that's abuse? That is not abuse.
Okay.
Quinn, let's see. Raider was then detained for the assault. An FBI agent told the firefighters to back up, which they did comply. The firefighters did back up. They did back up. One of the firefighters followed Quinn, and the FBI agent pulled out his taser to back the firefighter off. Because it was already a mess from the beginning. There's a riot going on. Everybody's getting arrested. GFR just one of their personnel just got arrested, and so the scenes are getting crazy. And when the scene gets crazy, it's gonna be hectic. You're gonna be thinking under pressure, and in most cases, human instincts, you don't know what to do. You're just gonna do it. So there's no thinking when you're under pressure.
Your time is up. Thank you, Councilman.
Fire and Rescue Legal Team, what is your counter argument to that?
You have 5 minutes starting now. Oh, one.
Wait, hold on.
Let me bring him in.
I got it.
All right.
So,
you have 5 minutes beginning now.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, may I just mention that I completely disagree with the standing of this case being brought to the Supreme Court. Now, it is clear through evidence. It shows that my firefighters arriving on scene initially. It shows 3 of them arriving in the quick response unit, which is a fleet vehicle used to respond quickly, and it has an attached back to it that it holds a stretcher in order to transport patients to the hospital. The Greenpoint Fire and Rescue was dispatched to stand by due to the fact that there was a riot and there could be possible injuries, and that is the job of the Greenpoint Fire and Rescue to render aid when needed. Seeing the fact that one of the somebody was actively hurt, okay, they were actively hurt, they were being harassed and assaulted by law enforcement, must I mention, and the Greenpoint Fire and Rescue came and they
all right, Counselor, 1 second. So let me ask you, Counselor, is Greenpoint Fire and Rescue law enforcement in any way, shape, or form? Let me ask you that.
Negative. We are not.
Okay, thank you. Was the scene cleared by Was the scene cleared by law enforcement officers for you and your personnel to enter the scene to assist anyone?
First of all, we were called to the scene, so that means that we were.
You said that you were told to stand by.
We were called to stand by. That is correct. And once we got there, we saw that somebody was injured. We're not just gonna stand by, Your Honor. We're not just gonna stand by while somebody's being hurt. We're not gonna risk lives on the incompetent cops who have no idea how to perform medical duties.
Order.
Your Honor.
Counselor, if you continue, you will be contempt of court. Understand that? Okay. Now, let me tell you something, okay? You're not going to raise your voice in my courtroom, first of all. Second of all, you were not cleared to enter the crime scene by law enforcement. Am I correct?
We were called there, Your Honor.
But you were not. You were told to stand by, or you were not cleared to enter. Am I correct?
We were called there, Your Honor.
Were you told to enter the crime scene by law enforcement?
What crime scene, Your Honor?
Were you told to? Sorry, my bad. Correction. Were you told to enter the premises after you were told to stand by? What? Were you told to enter the premises while you were told to stand by law enforcement? Yes or no? Yes
or
no?
Your Honor. Yes.
Who told you to enter the crime scene? Who told you to enter the premises, sir?
Sir, may I keep in mind here that this is not a question for you to ask while I'm doing my opening arguments.
I'm asking you a question.
Your Honor, but I am doing my opening argument, Your Honor.
That's fine. You will have extended time to your opening argument. I'm just asking so I can get the details so we can figure out what's going on here and who's in the right slash wrong.
Give
So
me
excuse me,
one moment, Your Honor, so I can bring up this affidavit here.
listen, sir. Okay, I'm asking you a question. You were on the stand right now. I'm asking you, were you told to enter the premises by law enforcement after you were told to stand by?
Your Honor, I told you. Let me bring
Therefore,
up this.
creating a okay.
Your Honor,
Therefore, since hold
let me
on,
bring up the
since,
affidavit.
since you're not answering the question as I'm asking you with the yes or no, okay. Clearly, it is saying that you were not told to enter the premises. You entered and insisted.
Your
Hold
Honor,
on.
Your Honor, that calls for speculation, Your Honor. Any person that is bar certified should know that that is a question that calls for speculation, and you have no right to make that assumption at all in the position that you hold, Your Honor. You should know better. With due respect, Your Honor, you should know better.
Listen, I asked you twice, correct?
Okay, Your Honor, and I have the right not to answer that, Your Honor, because I'm not the one. All right, Your Honor. I'm
you
gonna
don't.
pull up
Okay,
this
right. You don't have
affidavit
to
for you.
answer. Okay, listen. You're right. You don't have to answer. But do you understand how that looks to myself and everyone else on the stand? I asked you a simple question.
Your Honor,
Hold
Your
on.
Honor,
Hold on.
give me
Okay,
a
you're not
chance
gonna
to pull
speak
up
over.
this affidavit.
I told you that you were. I asked you, were you told to enter the premises, and what did you say? You ignored it. You didn't even answer. Therefore, that calls for
Your
speculation
Honor,
in itself, and saying that
Your
you.
Honor,
Yes.
Your Honor,
Yes.
can I
Yes.
pull up
I'm
the
finished.
affidavit so I can get this answer for you?
Okay, please hurry up.
Thank you.
It's be on your desk right there, so it shouldn't take too long.
You have 2 more minutes, Councilman.
Okay. Like I said, okay, that in
Thank you,
itself
Your Honor.
caused that
Your
in
Honor.
itself. Stand by, counselor. You were not talking when I'm talking. Okay. That in itself calls for speculation. As I asked you a simple question, were you clear to be inside the scene? You failed to answer the question, therefore calling for speculation on that end. Now, what if, okay, you could have gotten shot or hurt?
Calls for speculation.
Listen,
What if?
listen,
What if? We do not
listen.
have what ifs in a courtroom, Your Honor. That is speculation.
Sir, please relax, okay?
I am
Thank you.
relaxed, Your Honor. I'm just having a little bit of frustration with an incompetent judge sitting there telling me how to do my job and what objections I can.
I didn't tell you.
Order.
I did not tell you how to do your job. Okay, I'm simply doing my job, and if you think I'm incompetent, that is also fine. I asked you a simple question, and you still have yet to answer the question. Now
All right,
back
and
to
I'm
what I
about
was
to answer
saying.
that question.
No, you weren't. Now back to what I was
Yes,
saying.
I am about to if you would give me a chance to instead of intruding on my opening statement.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. From the affidavit given by Chief of Operations Corvus Sider. All right.
Mhm.
My firefighters were called to the scene to stand by. They stood by, right? But then they noticed Special Agent in Charge, Quint 525, assaulting and beating a person, right? Which is not right at all, okay? And this is an affidavit, so it is signed under the oath of perjury. So now,
Right. I
as I
agree
was
with
saying,
you that any law enforcement officer abusing their right to be a law enforcement officer and assaulting anyone and using an unreasonably amount of force is not appropriate nor is it right. I agree with you on that statement. However, okay, first you're saying that you saw someone on the scene that was injured in Greenpoint County or whatever you said, fire rescue does not wait or something that you said.
Time is up, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, must I mention that the man that was severely beaten and abused is in the crowd today?
Okay. And let's go ahead and call them to the stand. Let's have their
Actually, Your Honor, my first witness, they have requested that they be called to the stand first.
Okay.
I hereby request to call to the stand Special Agent in Charge Quint 525.
Okay, great. Special Agent. To my right here, on my right. There you go. Okay. Excuse me, Mr. Attorney General.
Yes,
Can you please give him the oath of the courtroom, please?
of course. Please repeat after me. Or don't repeat after me, but please raise your right hand and respond to me. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give in this arbitration is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
Counselor.
Special Agent Quint 525, you are employed in the Secret Service, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And what division are you employed under in the Secret Service?
I am in two divisions. I am within the uniform division and the protective division.
All right, Your Honor. So on what behalf were you there? What division were you there on the behalf of?
The uniform division.
You were there on behalf of the uniform division. Okay. Now, policy states, okay, and I got this from as a simple research, that Greenpoint Secret Service may only go in there per se once a week. Is this still in stand, or
Yes, I believe so.
so once a week, correct?
If that's what the policy says, yeah.
So
That has been
uh
changed.
that has been thank you, Mr. Attorney General, for that clarification. So you were there on behalf of the uniform division, right? Now, according to Mr. Director of the Secret Service, infamous Jaw, apparently myself or the Chief of Department of the Greenpoint Fire and Rescue was there as a protectee, in which I wasn't. I believe, actually, never mind. I don't believe. What that means is that somebody had to be there to protect me. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So you are in both the uniformed and the protective division, correct?
Yes.
And you were there on behalf. Excuse me here. Okay. So if you were there on behalf of the uniform division, why was a protectee being there left alone?
There was no protectee on that patrol.
All right. Now let me see if I can. So new evidence is permitted, right, Your Honor?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, Your Honor. Give me one quick second to go grab this.
Counselor, let me ask you a quick question.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're the chief, correct?
I am the chief. That is correct.
Okay. Let me ask you something. Were you on the Greenpoint Fire and Rescue character / team, or were you on a civilian team?
I was on a civilian team.
Okay. Thank you, Counselor.
Your Honor, I'd like to demonstrate this evidence to you in a moment. So, Your Honor, as you will see in your direct messages here, it is
Oh yeah.
said
Pass me
by
that paper,
the.
please.
Excuse me.
I'm talking to the bailiff over there. Pass me that paper.
So, as it is said right there on that paper, if the bailiff wants to hand it to you,
Yeah, the attorney
it,
general
it's
asked me. Yep. Go ahead.
it shows that the the director messaging me stating that I was a VIP during today's event. And I said, was I in what event? And he said the riot. After that, I didn't reply. I didn't respond because I wasn't. And I had come into mind that in a separate character, I had been sued by the Greenpoint Secret Service. So of course, I wasn't going to answer any questions until the full details of the case come out. So it is clear that the director would have to be told by someone lower because he was not there at that event. Correct, Quinn 525?
That is correct.
Were you brought up in any office, or were you questioned by a member of the Greenpoint Secret Service Internal Affairs?
Yes.
And who was that member of the Internal Affairs?
That was the assistant director.
So the assistant director. And do you mind telling us what you told the assistant director as your official report, or do you mind showing us or having that official report in hand?
I can talk you through it, what we spoke about.
That would work here. I have all day. I have all the time in the world.
So, assistant director, Sneaky Goofy, requested me to join his office after the events of the riot. After I joined, he asked, what happened? As I told him the events of what happened and the incidents that happened, he was not very pleased. And he did say that repercussions would happen with myself if there was found to be any misconduct, and that they would continue the investigation.
And they would continue the investigation. Your Honor, I'd like to also slide you another piece of evidence here. I'm going to put a spoiler on it because that is only for your eyes to see.
Let me see here. Okay. I see that.
So, Your Honor, that piece of evidence right there shows that administrative action was going to be taken upon the special agent in charge, Quinn 525. Now, this means that, of course, the Greenpoint Secret Service saw something wrong with it. They saw that it would be a bad reputation. They saw that it was clearly wrong, and why should this court think any different? Now, my question for you, Quinn 525, is if your Secret Service Internal Affairs thinks that you deserve to be punished, what brings the right for appeal today?
So I'm not sure if they, think I deserve any punishment, but if there was apparently a report made, so as any good internal affairs team, they will have to investigate that thoroughly. Whether that is placing me under investigation, as I have not received any punishment so far, I've only been placed on a leave investigation.
You have been placed on a leave investigation. All right, so it is clear here. Yes.
Please get to the point.
Okay. It is clear here that in this piece of evidence that I've shown the Honorable the Demetrius Banks here, that the Secret Service was considering taking the following actions.
Correct.
Suspension and strike, a termination and blacklist, or warning. Now, here it shows that there was 2 votes for a termination and blacklist, there's 3 votes for a warning, and there was 2 votes for a suspension and strike. Right, but as we must keep in mind here, give me one moment. Give me one moment here. Let's see. Let's see here. So, let me give you the exact parameters here. Oh, my laptop's starting low. Let me give you the exact parameters here. So, we would have to deduct about 1 from each, due to the fact that in order to make a Discord reaction, you have to react yourself.
Correct.
So that means that, in fact, disciplinary action was being considered. It was being taken account upon by the Greenpoint Secret Service.
Correct.
So this clearly shows that the Greenpoint Secret Service saw there was something wrong, and I believe this court should see the same.
Okay. Thank you. GPSS counselor Devilish. Counselor Devilish, are you in the hold on. There you go. Everyone will be able to stay up here, just don't talk. No, speaking to. Go ahead, counselor, with your argument, your counter argument against that or your vote.
Yes, Your Honor. So, and against that, I'm gonna say one thing that's probably gonna it's probably gonna strike home. And what permits GFR to go up to a crime scene and help? What just permits them to go to a crime scene? That there's a riot going on. Someone could have ran and shot them. They could have shot all. They could have shot the agents. Okay, if you are given a clear to go into that riot, and firefighters especially should know this, that if there's a dangerous situation going on, you don't head in there till it's in the clear that there's no threat to be seen, that you could go in and help the injured. Now, also too, I did not see anyone get injured, in my opinion. Looking through the evidence, the videos, the only that only suggests that there's injury was the tasers, which tasers would deploy because it causes injuries. It causes almost about $50,000 volts into the body, which manually stops them in a movement. Now, I will get back to my case of assault because that is a big factor that they don't want to claim, but I will claim it that GFR assaulted us, obstruction of justice, 2. So coming back up, right after Corvus was detained in Raider 2, Camor ran up to Quinn and Quinn said to back off. Camor resisted the command, which there's a little sneak peek that they put in, is that Camor was never hit by the baton. Okay, they think he was hit by the baton, but there was no evidence to show that he was hit by the baton. Or, if he was taken to medical would, suspect that there was an injury on his body, which that makes no claim that there was injury on his body. Makes no sense. So Camor was never hit by the baton, even though in the video and what Spark, the defendant says that he was hit, it does not show that. There's no marks, no injury caused to Camor. After that, Quentin used his baton to back everybody up. Because you need space. If there's already 2 people arrested, why do you want to come in closer? That makes no sense. What, you gonna just come in closer and become Superman? It does not work like that. That's a crime scene. That's a crime scene. You don't just try to flush in there because that's just, you're just interfering. Come on now. Now,
excuse me. I apologize for the interruption here, but I had disconnected. So about everything before, after he said, what gives GFR the right? I'd motion to strike it and have him repeat it, so I have all the facts.
What he basically said was, I'm going to summarize it. He basically said that GFR shouldn't have entered the scene, and that you guys were obstructing, and you guys were the first people to assault Quinn, Special Agent Quinn. Sorry,
Your Honor.
And and first of all, I need my deputies to go handle these people in the courtroom that's farting and sneezing and all the nasty stuff. Thank you. Next, after that, okay. Yeah, he was saying how you guys assaulted him first. You guys were obstructing justice. You guys entered the premises, without being ordered or asked to enter the presence. And now he's just continuing. So continue, Counselor.
Yes, Your Honor. Now, I want to see that you was given permission to enter that scene, the riot. If you have any sort, because for what I know, you wasn't given permission. Yes, you was told.
Your Honor, calls from speculation. From what he knows, that's no basis, Your Honor.
Counselor, I need you to know what you know, okay? If that makes sense to you. Continue.
Yes, Your Honor. After Camor was subjectively hit by the baton, Corvus Sider ran up to Camor and basically was trying to check on him. Then, without notice, Corvus Sider then runs up to Quinn and proceeds to tackle Quinn. Okay? Corvus Sider tackles Quinn, which is another form of assault. Tackling a federal agent is assault. Assault on a federal agent. That is a crime. The FBI agent at the area that did see Corvus Sider tackle the the Secret Service agent then pulled out his taser, and the firefighter, which his name was, the firefighter Corvus Sider, started running away. Which that's another thing too. Why we run away after you just? Why we run away after you tackled a
Your
federal
Honor,
agent?
permission to strike this whole statement. We have a witness on the stand, and there's no cross-examination being held. Therefore, if there's no cross-examination being held, we should have the witness dismissed from the stand.
I was thinking the same thing. If we can have that witness escorted back to a seat. Him right there next to me. On the right. Yep, him right there just jumped. Deputy, if you can take him back to a seat. Thank you. Continue, Counselor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, they saying that Quinn, for supposedly Quinn tackled him,
Your
but
Honor,
actually,
Are you objecting? Are you objecting,
yes,
Counselor?
objection. Lack of foundation. Who is they?
Quinn.
Sustained. Counselor, I need you to better your words and know what you're talking about, Counselor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Continue.
Yes, Your Honor. Now, Corvus Sider tackles Quinn. Corvus Sider runs away. That's when the FBI agent at the scene sees the tackling happen, proceeds to pull out his taser and starts chasing after Corvus Sider. There is video of it. There is no, objection, sustained. There is video of Corvus Sider running away from a federal agent after he just assaulted a federal agent. That makes no excuse to say, this and that. It makes no excuse.
Your Honor, let's
And
base this off a legal. Excuse me. Let's base this off a legal basis here. Okay. Now, according self-defense is classified as somebody assaults you and then you defend yourself and you hit them back. Now, this is permitted within the city of Greenpoint. Is that correct, Your Honor?
Correct.
Now, Your Honor, the point where self-defense is no longer self-defense is where you get hit, right? And then you hit someone back, and then you continue to pursue them. Now, instead of you defending yourself, you are changed into the assaulter, the attacker. There is a difference.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Counselor, now let me piggyback off of what you just said. Now, what GPSS's counselor is saying is that your firefighter or wherever rank he is assaulted a federal agent, which is a crime, and proceeded to run after the federal agents gave chase and pulled out a taser and gave numerous chances for the firefighter to stop. That is what the GPSS counselor is trying to say. He is not saying that it was self-defense. He is saying that it is assault. There is a difference in that, if you know that.
Yeah, yes, Your Honor. But
Okay,
my question is here, as we can see from that exhibit, GFR Exhibit A, that is sent, that piece of evidence that's in it's that first link. When
Mhm.
they arrived on scene, Quinn had pushed over a GFR agent as they were trying to render aid as someone who was on the ground. And as we can see from the affidavit that was given by Chief of Operations, who was on the right there in the gallery, is seen, his affidavit says that he had seen him being brutally beaten and abused. Now, listen. Where was I? So as I was saying now, is that it just shows that in the evidence, that GFR was not the attacker here. We were simply trying to do our jobs, okay? And if okay, so what if we weren't given permission to enter that scene? We had an instinct that someone's life was at danger, and we executed on that instinct. We're
Okay.
not gonna wait.
Counselor, I understand the fact that you reacted off of what you saw, and that's completely how I put this. I understand that. Okay, we'll leave it at that. But at the same time, Counselor, you also need to understand that you were not cleared by law enforcement to enter the scene in the first place to start off with. Stand by.
Your Honor, I just got a new piece of evidence.
Who was that right there? Who just entered the courtroom back there? Never mind. Disregard that. Back to what I was saying. Who is that? Okay, they got banned. Great. Back to what I was saying, that if you, in my opinion, Counselor, if you would never have entered the scene without being approved by law enforcement, okay, your firefighters most likely would not have been assaulted, and same thing for this whole incident would not have occurred. Hold on. And also standing on that, your Exhibit A, when your chief got out of his go-kart or whatever that is, okay, it looks like your firefighter Corvus Sider is running away after seeing grabs. Okay, that is before that we see the special agent run with a taser towards the firefighter and push him over. So therefore, that in itself looks to me like the firefighter most likely laid hands first. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Your Honor. But let's just see this here, Your Honor. Excuse me, like get off this table. If he was grabbed by my firefighter, how could he have ran with the taser? Maybe, Your Honor, maybe that he had grabbed the suspect. I mean, or the patient that had been brutally abused by Quinn 525.
The patient who was laying on the ground right next to your chief, that guy.
Yes, maybe he was.
So,
As
so
you can see, Your
let me
Honor.
ask you something. Hold on, counselor. He runs from out of clip, saying grabs, and runs towards the patient, and apparently he's pulling the patient away.
Your Honor, I would like to
Your
make
Honor,
a
That makes sense for me, counselor. No, counselor.
Let me
Hold on,
show you.
hold on.
Let me-
GPSS counselor. Make that make sense for me, GFR counselor. Okay, great. Go ahead, GPSS counselor.
Yes, Your Honor. Now, what the judge has said is actually true. They literally it says grabs, which is forward towards Quinn. There's
Where's
nothing.
proof of this? Lack of foundation.
There is proof in the
Counselor,
False
policy.
speculation.
Counselor. Sustained, first of all, and second of all, it shows it inside of your exhibit that you provided to the court.
Okay,
And
Your Honor, but this pulls out of this culture speculation because it's coming out of the clip.
I would like to make another.
So how
statement.
could wait? So how could you say right? If it's coming out of the clip, how could you say that the firefighter assaulted the special agent first?
What do you mean, Your Honor?
You
I never
said.
stated that.
I mean, my bad. Sorry. The secret agent assaulted the firefighter first. How could we assume that if it's coming out of clip?
Well,
like you said?
okay. First of all, Your Honor.
Mhm.
This the reaction of force gives Quinn 525 no right. Why would he push over somebody that's simply trying to take care of someone? Now, Your Honor, I'd motion to
But at
strike
the same
any.
time, hold
Your
on.
Honor, I would like to
Right,
motion to strike any and all statements that call for speculation on what happened outside of that clip.
Denied. Now
Because
let me tell you something.
we have
right?
no evidence for that, Your Honor.
Listen, calm down. First of all, okay. Second of all, like I said, yeah, you guys need to stop with that coughing stuff. But anyways, like I said, how could the secret agent have assaulted the firefighter first when it shows that you're contradicting yourself? First, you said that the firefighter
Your
was
Honor,
dragging. Hold on. I'm
we
speaking.
must
I let you
go
stop. I let you
to
speak.
court.
Let me speak. I let you speak. Let me speak. Okay. You said that the firefighter was grabbing the patient and moving the patient away, or something that you said like that. From
Your
this
Honor, I
exhibit,
clearly said
hold
I
on.
motion
It's from
to
this
strike any.
exhibit that you showed me, counselor. If you interrupt me one more time, so help me God. From this exhibit, it is shown that your firefighter runs out. Wait, no, runs into the clip saying grabs away from the secret agent, which is what it's saying. Okay, and your firefighter runs and kneels
So
by the patient. Hold on, by the patient, what makes it looks like he's done something and tries to elude the secret agent who is clearly chasing him. Okay,
Your Honor,
I do agree with you. Listen, I do agree with you to some sort, in some extent, that the federal agent or secret agent, whatever he is, should not have pushed over a man who's clearly posing no threat towards him. That shouldn't have happened. I agree with that. Though it does look to me, if you ask me, it does look to me that your firefighter has initiated, first of all, by apparently grabbing and running into the clip when the secret agent comes right about 2-3 seconds right after him. It does show that it looks like he has assaulted and touched the federal agent first, from my standpoint.
Your Honor.
Yes.
My question is, Your Honor, that we have nothing to base it off. There's no evidence that shows that, Your Honor. So, as I would like to say, I would like to motion to strike everything that calls for speculation outside of this clip, Your Honor. We must go off the evidence that we have here. And
right, but weren't you just using this clip to say that? Wait, weren't you just using this clip to say that the secret agent had assaulted your firefighter first? Weren't you just using this clip for that?
Yeah, exactly, Your Honor. You know why? Because that what was shown to us. That is what's in the evidence today, Your Honor. And we must go off the evidence. Anything off of speculation just derives an
Okay, so
unjustified ruling.
that's correct, Treat. Okay, that's correct. Now I give you that, Chief. I give you that, right? But let me ask you something, right? Why would your firefighter say grabs? Okay, there's no one there besides the secret agent who runs him, and the secret agent runs in the clip.
Your Honor, you're calling.
Wait a minute. Why would he grab him if there's nothing there and then run into the clip? Let me ask you that.
counsel, we have no idea what
Let
he's
me ask you
grabbing
that.
because he's not
Okay,
in
Your
exactly.
Honor.
We have no idea what he's grabbing. So how you first said that he was grabbing a patient and moving him? Did you not? Everyone in this
Your
courtroom
Honor.
has
Your
heard
Honor.
you said.
Did I
Listen,
not
listen.
say that I
Everyone in this
motioned to
courtroom has
strike,
said
Your
that.
Honor?
Listen, everyone in this courtroom has heard you say that your firefighter was grabbing a patient who was clearly in the clip already. Your firefighter was grabbing a patient. Clearly, that is not what's going on. Because if he was grabbing a patient, the patient
Right,
would be
Your
right
Honor.
with him.
Believe
Okay,
what
do
you
you
will, Your
understand
Honor.
that? What?
Believe what you will, Your Honor. Believe what you will.
What?
Your Honor,
Yes.
I would like to call up a witness, which will be Quinn 525.
He was already called.
He was already called to witness, but go ahead. I'll allow it once more.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, that is my witness first. That is my witness. You can't call my witness.
Hush. Speak, counselor.
You can't call my witness, Your Honor. That is against every legal.
Counselor, go ahead and speak to
Yes,
your,
Your
to your witness. Thank you.
Now,
This is my
Mr.
witness. I called him to the
Quinn-
stand first, Your Honor.
Counselor,
Mr.
if you
Attorney
continue to
General,
interrupt this court, you will be contempt. Have a seat.
Mr. Attorney General, you clearly see the issue with this.
Have a seat, counselor, or we will have an issue.
This is ridiculous, Your Honor. Mr.
Take a
Attorney
goddamn
General.
seat and be quiet.
now,
Excuse me, sir?
You heard me.
Mr. Quinn 525, can you please explain to me what happened before the first clip, if you may ask, or if you recall, what happened before the first clip, when it grabs? Well, before one of the 5 first aid grabs. Can you please explain to me what happened before that?
Sure. So me and my partner, Agent Jacob,
Your
we
partner,
were.
excuse me. Your partner.
Are you objecting, counselor? Counselor, are you objecting?
I have a question, Your
Are
Honor.
you objecting,
I have
counselor?
a question.
Are you objecting? At the beginning, I said
I'm
there will be no one. There will be no
Oh.
one interrupting. Have a seat,
Continue.
counselor.
Continue.
Thank you. Sustain.
As I was saying, myself and Agent Jacob were at that demonstration, and we were assisting the on-scene Greenpoint State Police officers and the Greenpoint Port Authority officers. We were handing them out riot gear and such, as a van had just arrived with that. So we were just, doing our part to help out. Adding on, as we were doing that, I believe in the courtroom here today, somebody decided to assault myself and Agent Jacob. So, fulfilling my job, I then arrested that individual, and I was taking them away from the demonstration as I dragged them through the line of officers. Now, normally I would pick them up, and just walk out with them, but there was ongoing fireworks, flashbangs, tear gas. I was trying to prevent the injuries to that individual.
Okay.
After I dragged that individual, can I continue, Your Honor?
Go ahead.
So after I dragged that individual out, GFR then said, "Does he need medical?" I said, "We will see once he is away from the danger." Right. Then, I cannot remember which firefighter it was exactly, but a firefighter, I believe it is in the clip, a firefighter then says, "Hey, let him go." He then decided to grab me and push me off that suspect because they thought he needed medical aid. And as he did that, I then, walked up. And if you'd like to continue on your next question.
Okay, so I want to ask you, okay, as seen in this Exhibit A provided by Greenpoint Fire and Rescue Legal Actions Team, or Legal Affairs Team, sorry, it shows you clearly pushing over that firefighter after he clearly did not pose a threat towards, looks to be like you. Even if he has, where did he go?
His PC resets at this time, so he'll be back. His PC resets at this time, though.
Okay, wait, he's back. So we'll just have him in our ears. So clearly,
Hello. Apologies.
yeah, okay, no problem. So clearly, it shows you pushing this firefighter over, right? Now,
Yes.
let me ask you something. Did he assault you before this clip?
Yes.
Okay, so let me ask you something, witness. What makes you think that if he walked away, okay, and you didn't deploy your taser, why would you think it's okay to push him over?
Well, this happened after.
Wait, I'm not done. Was this instructed within your training base for the Greenpoint Secret Service?
What are you referring to exactly?
Were
What was
you
in my
trained to do this action? Was this a
Which-
trained de-escalation action? Is what I'm asking you.
to push somebody over?
To push someone over who is clearly not posing a threat. Yes.
That I do not believe that is in our training.
Okay. So what made you think that is fine to do that?
So at that time and moment, GFR still had my suspect, as they had basically abducted him from me.
The
So-
subject who's laying on the floor?
Yes, they grabbed me and pushed me away, and they then took my suspect to try and quote unquote tender medical aid to that individual. And I wasn't sure if this individual was armed or anything. So I was trying to go back to make sure, he's not gonna hurt anybody else. But GFR did not seem to like that.
Okay. Counselor.
Yes, Your Honor. Now let me make this clear, right? My witness, Quinn 525, say that they basically abducted the suspect,
Mm-hmm.
which if you really think about it, that's considered interfering, because he didn't need no medical attention. So if you're going to abduct a suspect that is involved with the crime, you're basically interfering. You that's simple. You just interfering with a crime scene.
All right, Your Honor, if I may.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm back. What were you saying? Like 30 seconds ago.
Yes, Your Honor. So, what Quinn 525 said on his stand was basically the suspect that was detained came up and assaulted them officers and the special agents, and Quinn detained him, arrested him, and he put him right there. Now, what Quinn also specifically said was that they grabbed him, specifically abduct him, and took him somewhere else. And after that, one of the five first came up and grabbed the Quinn. Now let me tell you something. What gives you the right for your 5 rounds just to abduct somebody? There's no reason.
Your Honor.
That makes no reason.
I may, if
Are
I
you
may,
objecting, Counselor?
I am objecting, Your Honor.
Okay, you need
This
to
has
say
no
objection. You need to say
this has-
objection.
objection, Your Honor. This has no legal basis. Abduction is identified here, and this is in real life, and both believe in our penal code that you have to take somebody away from the area that they were originally at. And in real life, it says 50 miles, but here I'll say about 100 studs to make it a little bit more realistic. He was not taking 100 studs away from anybody. At most, he was taking roughly 35. Okay, as we could tell from a testimony from Quinn 525. So this is not abduction.
Okay.
And Your Honor, may
Alright.
I keep in mind that this is a case regarding defamation, and we are completely off topic here. This is a civil case regarding defamation. There's no reason why there's no
Listen,
reason
sir,
why.
Don't tell me what we're going to do in my courtroom. We're going to
Your
investigate
Honor,
and get
I'm
the
just
full outcome
I
of
am
what's going on.
asking you, Your Honor, the lawsuit is on the record as defamation of
Okay,
character.
that's fine. Counselor, I do
Yes, Your
agree
Honor.
with you that for it to be deemed as abduction, he
I'll-
needed to be at least 100. Be quiet, Counselor. He needed to be at least 100 studs away, etc. I do agree with you, Counselor of the affairs team for GFR. I do agree with you, though. Okay, was it safe or was it declared for you to go and administer aid to that suspect if he was originally a suspect and they were not done handling the subject before you?
Well,
I
Your
guess-
Honor,
Was he properly?
as the testimony was said from Quinn 525, he had handcuffed him and had laid him down because, as shown here, he has been, as shown in the evidence, he was laid down and he was on the ground. So
Right.
that if he's on the ground, that he's in a position for us to administer aid. And Your Honor, I mentioned here. Hold on, let me see.
Okay, let me ask you something, Counselor. You said everything, but was the subject searched, witness? Was the subject searched?
The subject had not been searched at that point, no.
Okay, and it seems to me, okay, and it's imperative that we all listen, right? That the fire and rescue paramedics took the subject before he was properly searched and could have had a weapon, a knife, a bomb, something on him, and you guys took the subject and administered aid. Regardless of the situation the subject was not handled by law enforcement properly because he was not searched yet before you guys took the subject. Do you understand that, counselor?
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
Okay,
May
and
I
do you
ask,
understand how that
Your
looks,
Honor,
counselor?
Your Honor?
Because he was
Yes,
not
yes, I
searched.
understand how it looks. Excuse me, Your Honor.
Mhm.
The witness, since he's back on the stand here, what was your reason for detaining that subject?
Under arrest. Sorry, but continue.
The
Detaining,
subject was dragged away from the demonstration.
and why was he dragged away from the demonstration?
He was being arrested for assault.
He was being arrested for assault. Assault on who?
Myself and Agent Jacob.
So he was being arrested for assault, and when you detained him, was it assault with a deadly weapon?
Negative. He just punched us and proceeded to punch Agent Jacob as well.
So he punched both of you guys. You guys
Yeah,
then drag. Okay, so you're telling me. So did you detain him? Did you place him in handcuffs at the scene of the demonstration when he assaulted you, or did you drag him away from the demonstration and then detain him and place him in handcuffs?
So he was in line with the officers on scene that were forming that, like a wall, I guess you could say, of shields. He then approached us and became violent. He then proceeded to punch us. He continued to punch us after we said, stop. Myself, I drew my baton and I struck him once in the leg to get this subject to stop, endangering us, because while we're distracted with that subject, we don't know what's going around us. Someone could run up and stab us,
All right,
So,
thank you for that right
yes.
there. That's all I'm gonna need here. So when you said in your previous testimony that a
I
van
would
of
like-
supplies
I would like to pull this case back to the defamation. This has gotten extremely off topic.
Thank you, Mr. Attorney General. Finally, now, okay, so actually, this means we have to change the whole scale here. Now, first of all, if we're gonna go back to the defamation case here, how is it defamation? And this is the question to everybody, people in the gallery, people of the prosecution, people of defense. How is it defamation to provide material to the Greenpoint local news to make a story, okay? To make a story, which is their job, about how people were abused. Don't people of this gallery and the people of this courtroom believe that they're everybody should be caught up to date and made aware of what is going on in our city. Not only that, it was a riot, so of course it was going to be covered by the Greenpoint local
Right.
news.
I agree with you, counselor. Now let me ask you something, right? Back to now what you're saying on the topic of you guys providing news income. Of just a few weeks ago and days ago, we were receiving numerous news stories from the local news regarding your department and you being under fire, correct? Yes or no?
That is correct.
And you asked everyone to stop talking about your department, correct? And stop putting it on local news and embarrassing you guys and all that, correct? So let me ask you, why would you think that is okay for you to try to embarrass another department?
This is not embarrassment, Your Honor. That was pure abuse. Now, Your Honor, must I mention that the
but listen, counselor, your department was also caught into the crossfire and in the crosshairs of your department abusing and doing different things itself. So
and what was that? And what was that? Was that in-game abuse, Your Honor? Was that during a riot, Your Honor?
Counselor, abuse is abuse, regardless. Abuse is abuse, counselor. You need to get it together.
Was it now? What type of abuse was it, Your Honor? Now, this is not about my department and what happened. If somebody wanted to sue, which I believe somebody is, then somebody can sue about that, and then we can handle that another day.
Counselor, you're going off the topic.
No, Your Honor, you were off topic.
Counselor, I asked you a direct question. Did you or did you not?
Order.
I don't hear anything. Did you or did you not say? Did you or did you not tell people and say that you do not want anyone speaking about the department, stop posting it on local news and etc. Whatever else that you said? Did you or did you not? Yes or no, counselor? That's all I want to hear. Yes or no, counselor?
First of all,
yes or no, counselor?
That was ordered.
Okay.
Excuse me,
Counselor, you're not answering my questions, and I'm the judge of this courtroom. And if you can't understand and handle that, then you can get out, and we will gladly do what we need to do.
Must
So
I
yes
mention,
or no? Yes or no, counselor? Yes or no? so we can move on.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so
Due
you
to the
did
fact
say
that
that.
that was
Right,
a
so how
direct
do you
order. That was a
from
direct
who?
order.
From who?
That situation was supposed to be dead, Your Honor, and you know that. And you know that, Your Honor.
Counselor, there was
Out of
numerous stories.
character, we both know that, Your Honor.
Right. But there were numerous stories, not only that, but regarding your department being under fire.
Right.
And you,
Hey.
no one, no, this was no order. No
Hey.
order was. What?
Hey, let's relax. I think both sides need to relax. Okay, Judge, we're not going to be asking questions in this courtroom. This is for the attorney to present his case and for it to be rested. Okay.
Okay,
You're arguing
I
with
just,
the
I'm
attorney.
just,
Okay,
I'm,
I understand. It's okay. All right. Let's remain on defamation. Okay. Let's
Okay.
not get off topic.
all right.
Attorney,
I'm just making sense and trying to understand this so I can have a clear
Okay.
and uncut
Okay.
ruling of the situation.
Okay.
Like I was
And that's the attorney's job to represent the case correctly, and clearly. Okay. So
Okay.
let's stay on topic. I don't know why we're yelling. This is getting out of hand. Okay. So let's just stay on defamation. Attorney, represent your case. Judge, you're there to make sure, it's going properly. Trying to think, cross-examination,
Yeah,
examination,
okay.
all that. The
I got
steps are being followed pretty much. Okay. So that's a reminder. Okay. Because we're getting really out of hand. Thank you.
All right. So must I mention that we're on the back of on topic of the issue here. So due to the fact that this is a defamation case, there must be intent to defame. There must be intent to ruin the character of the department. Now, who's to say that we had intent to do so? Who said that we had malicious intent to do so, to defame the department here? Maybe, okay, we wanted the public to be aware of the abuse that had occurred to the firefighters and what the situation was. All right. Now, must I state here, and this is not really off topic, but this is regarding the situation. The Greenpoint Secret Service had ordered that the post be taken down by the Greenpoint local news. Now, Your Honor, I have a question. Is that not a violation of the First Amendment, freedom of press?
Say that one more time, Counselor.
The Greenpoint Secret Service had ordered that the post be taken down regarding the news story. Is that not a violation of the First Amendment, freedom of the press?
Definitely is freedom of the press. Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. As we can see, that this is a Bill of Rights violation, and not only that, the Greenpoint Fire and Rescue is getting blamed for defaming the department when in fact all we were trying to do is make sure that the public was aware of the abuse that had occurred.
Okay.
And Your Honor, I would like to call a 25-minute recess so I may eat because I'm getting yelled at.
A 25-minute recess, Counselor?
I'll make it a 15, Your Honor.
While you do that, we'll speak to this guy over here. If you have another representative, please send your representative up to the stand because there's no one waiting for 25 minutes.
I'm present. I'm present.
I would like to call first Corvus Sider to the stand.
As your other legal representative?
No, as a actually, yeah, we can. Okay, M-Boy is not bar certified. So Your Honor.
Okay. Can we have this witness off of my stand, by the way?
If he causes any issues, Your Honor, please let me know because I'm trusting him to handle this for me. He is my paralegal. He is my paralegal here. He is currently in.
Okay. Thank you.
Your Honor, may I request to speak on behalf of the department as well?
Okay, you can in a bit. Let me hear the counter argument of Secret Service and their counselor. Can I have your counter argument to what he just said?
Yes, Your Honor. Now, here is the textbook definition of defaming, and that is unfalse statements that will ruin the reputation of a department. Well, clearly, some of the statements were false. Actually, all of them was false. You know why? Because when you try to defame another department for your own benefit, that really,
calls for speculation. Excuse me. I know I'm supposed to be on a recess here, but calls for speculation, Your Honor. Who's to say what gives him the right to assume that it was for our benefit?
Because
it's for the public
because
benefit.
matter or not, you
okay,
can alter the story.
Let's calm down. Let him continue. Continue, Counselor.
You can alter the story from your original perspective. People don't know that. Okay, you may say, "Oh, well, this and that." No, you can alter the story to make yourself look better. Okay, that is an actual thing. That also falls under the definition of when you make a false statement towards the department to ruin your
Order in the
reputation.
gallery.
To
Order in
alter
the
the
gallery.
story, that is defamation and libel. Okay, look up libel on Google. We made Google for a reason. When you look up libel, that
Your Honor, badgering me.
that's a textbook
Your Honor, that
definition.
he clearly just threatened. He clearly just made a comment on my mental capacity. Your Honor, that is clearly unruly.
Sustained.
So for you to even say our department is abusing, that is not abuse. They were doing their jobs. Okay.
Your Honor, in this case, may I bring up the fact that in the previous case,
Counselor, aren't you supposed to be on a recess, Counselor?
I know, Your Honor, but I'm
Okay,
getting
then
quite
please
frustrated.
sit there and be quiet. Thank you. Continue, Counselor.
Yes, Your Honor. So to even to even just change up the story. I mean, I watched them. I looked it over the evidence 2 million times. Well, that's just over exaggeration, but I'll look over them evidence clearly, and from the story from GLN to the evidence that was provided to me by my plaintiff, Mr. Jaw, has no chronological correlation to the story. It has no chronological correlation. Basically, chronological correlation is the time of events that is sequenced with the time of events that GLN put out, which has nothing, because the actions that happened, does not show in the story. So clearly there's some altering going on.
Correct. Okay.
Objection, Your Honor.
Let me. Who said
Objection.
that? Who's that speaking?
Objection.
Okay. Go ahead.
Argumentative.
Okay.
Devilish has mentioned multiple times GLN, and GFR, last I checked, is not a news agency. So why are you blaming us for an article that GLN put out, that they wrote, that they edited?
Okay, I have a question. I just received some new evidence. I'm going to go ahead and forward this to the Attorney General. But I actually have a question for the legal affairs team of the fire rescue.
Mm-hmm.
Mr.
Yes,
General, check your brain there. Okay, so my question is, right? Your chief right there just said that it was against the legal rights for the Secret Service to ask for the story to be taken down. Correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so let me send you something to your brain. Okay, in this there that I sent you, or response from whatever the chief may have been responding to, did he at the bottom? Did he or did he not just say that? I would also like the local Greenpoint local news to remove this story immediately or face administrative action. Did he or did he not say that?
It does show that, yes.
Okay, thank you. Continue, Counselor, over there.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, because GLN can post it, right? But you stated, okay? GLN posts it, but you can say the story from how different perspective you can say, okay? It isn't GLN. GLN just posted it, okay? Yeah, GLN posted it, okay? But there wasn't. Yes, they can alter it sometimes, but hey, that's news. And if you know anything about news, news is known to always hype up the crowd. Have you watched media, the news? We made news for a reason. They will always try to hype us up in the crowd. Now, I ain't gonna say, "Oh, GLN did it. They did it. They altered everything." I'm getting.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Objection.
This is a motion here. I motion to strike that piece of evidence that was regarding the administrative action, because that was a part of the Greenpoint administration team, as that situation was resolved by the founder, and it was told to no longer discuss it, as me, Law, and Quinn both know. And now I will go eat, because that's not even supposed to be a situation that's supposed to be brought up here. It's about the defamation here.
Continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, GFR did defame. Okay, there's nothing to make excuses of. They defamed it because you try to ruin the reputation for once. It's to call us abusers while we weren't abusing. That's called defaming. That's false. Okay, that's also the definition of libel. Okay, libel also falls under the three categories of defamation. So, pretty much, the story was just I mean, it's straight and to the point. It's sweet. It is defamation. When you try to call somebody like us abusers while we're just doing our jobs, and to even put it out on GLN, I'm at a loss for words. That's just straight. That's just straight defaming. I mean,
Okay.
there's nothing
Thank
to
you,
be
thank
done.
you, Counselor. You've gone on long enough.
Thank you.
GFR legal team, your statement or counter. Hello. Anything else?
No, we don't have any. We don't have a counter statement. No.
Okay. Well, all sides have been heard in this case and trial. Stand by while myself and the Attorney General make.
Actually, Your Honor.
Yes. How can I assist you?
I actually have to go right now. I'd like to invite MBoy00. He's requested to make a couple statements before you end.
Okay.
Thank you.
Your Honor, is the floor mine?
Put it back.
Where are you at in this courtroom, sir?
I'm not in.
Oh, are you in your mind? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm in the voice channel, sir. Anywho, Your Honor, I found it quite interesting that the Department of Justice with the Greenpoint Secret Service has prosecuted its own case, but we're just going to leave that for the moment. I'd like to ask the court to take into account that the fire rescue are simply doing our jobs. We were trying to do the best for the citizens. We were trying to do the best for the community.
What does that have to do with deformation, sir?
With what do you mean, deformation? What that means by defamation, right, is we, in our best intentions, were doing what we thought was best for the community, and what happened on GLN is nowhere to connect to our department. So
Okay.
I don't understand how the Secret Service can sue the fire and rescue when the local news company was the one to make the story, create the story, edit the story, and approve the
Okay.
story. The fire and rescue. Sorry, go on.
So I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
Mr. GPSS counselor, what do you wish to receive from this settlement here?
Repeat that, Your Honor.
What do you wish to receive?
We wish to receive approximately about $3 million in payment.
Okay. And GFR legal team, you?
Your Honor,
they're requesting $8 million.
Yes, your
Okay.
$8 million, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So all sides, like I said, all sides have been heard. And stand by while
I finish my statement. I didn't get to finish.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, I feel that if the local news agencies, that's honestly who they're going at here, is held liable, it should not be held on to the fire rescue, and the local news agency was the one to broadcast the story, publish the story, and handle the story. So I'd like to strike for the record that the case would be against the fire and rescue and direct it towards the local news, just because of the fact that the fire and rescue agency had no affiliation within the local news story. If you understand what I'm saying.
Okay, I do. Thank you, counselor.
Yes, I'll mute.
Okay, yes. Everyone, please stand by and listen to some music while we wait.
At this time, the Supreme Court trial will be taking a 15-minute recess while the justice convenes with the Attorney General.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be 15 seconds, more like a minute. Let's go.
Thank you all. We request that you all please stay close so that we can go and get started once again whenever we do get back together.
Where's my music?
Everyone, please return to your seats. Thank you.
Am I free to answer, Mr. Attorney General?
No, not yet. All rise for the Honorable Demetrius Banks. You may enter. We hereby call this court session back into order. You may be seated.
Okay, do we have a representative from GFR in their mind right now?
A law. Check James.
Present, Your Honor.
Okay, great. Sit tight. I'm checking my ear. Okay, so all right, Alaska. I'm just gonna start off though.
right.
So myself and the Attorney General have come to a verdict on the situation and the lawsuit or whatever, and Alaska will announce that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, before we do announce the final verdict, I would like to, point out all of the hard work and dedication throughout this trial. I'd like to thank the Honorable Demetrius Banks. I also like to thank Canine Forge for helping us set this up here in the training center. Thank you all for attending, and a special thank you to both sides for all of your endless hard work and dedication to the case. This is the first ever law case in the city of Greenpoint, and it's absolutely amazing to see, this finally come to Greenpoint. It's amazing to see this happen, and we appreciate you all being here to be a part of it. Without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started with the verdict.
Attorney General, could I just ask you a question regarding the
Sure.
case? How is this going to work with case law, being that it's a legal setting? I'm assuming the Department of Justice is going to come out with a statement or something, or?
Yes, we will. After this
Okay.
this session will be posted on YouTube publicly.
Okay, thank you.
So, without further ado, Justice Demetrius Banks, along with Attorney General Aaron Shore, have come to the conclusion that the Greenpoint Fire and Rescue did indeed defame the character of the Greenpoint Secret Service and Greenpoint and the characters involved. Therefore, the $3 million requested in the case will be awarded to the Greenpoint Secret Service. These funds will be approved for fleet services, construction services, and to go to those medical bills and psychiatrist bills in those that were involved. If the United States Department of Treasury finds that these funds were used for anything else, an investigation will be open and the funds may be received.
Everyone has been officially dismissed.
Wait, not yet.
I lied.
This case is officially closed.
Dismissed.
Alrighty, a poll will be hosted for people who sticked around,
and heard the case. So if you guys want to go ahead and include your opinion on how the justice and the attorney did, there will be a poll on the polls channel. So feel free to leave your vote there. That'll be posted in a few minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna be transferring to the prosecution on the next case.
Yep, a lot of your concerns revolving the justice speaking a lot, Mr. Banks.
I know. Yeah, I was so.
We'll obviously handle that. I do apologize, but
Really, Wildcat?
yeah.
That was a good court. That was a good case. That was good. Good RP.
You're guilty.
I'm gonna be a
as charged,
prosecutor
man.
next
You're
time.
good. But anyway, you guys are dismissed, so you guys have a good rest of your night. And don't forget to leave a poll in the polls channel. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and raise your hand. I mean, this isn't really, something we do, but I mean, I guess if you guys have any law related questions, we'll go ahead and answer those.
Can we help you, Director Emerson?